Why are we paying them? Joining me now is another crusader for the middle class, Marc Morial. He's president of the National Urban League. Marc, thanks for coming to the show tonight.
Reverend, congratulations on the show.
Thank you.
Good to be with you.
Good to be with you.
Thanks for your advocacy.
Thank you. How can we take care of the 99%? If the Republican Party is so focused on protecting the top 1%, how do we take care of the 99%?
One thing Newt and Chris Christie ought to do is call their friends in Congress and say, give us an up or down vote on the President's American Jobs Act, which has never been voted on because of filibusters in the United States Senate. So it's important for people to know there's never been a vote on the merits of the American Jobs Act, which is a president's jobs plan, which is based a lot on the jobs plan that the National Urban League put together that many, such as you, have supported. The 99% need jobs. They also need jobs that pay good wages. And what they need is less of a conversation that's about protecting loopholes, tax deductions, special interests in the tax code for a handful of Americans, and a fight for working and middle-class Americans. We need jobs. We need them now. The president's plan is the only plan pending in Congress that would create jobs.
Now, you and the National Urban League, along with all of us in the civil rights community, National Action Network and others, have been pushing about jobs and saying that it is even more painful in communities of color. This morning, the New York Times did a big story in which it says, among other things, the central role played by government employment in black community is hard to overstate. African Americans in the public sector earn 25% more than other black workers, and the jobs have been regarded as respectable, stable work for college graduates, allowing them to buy many homes, send children to private colleges, and achieve other markers of middle-class life that otherwise are close to them.
We're talking about teachers, school administrators, police officers, civilians, tax collectors, deputy sheriffs, people who work in court systems across the country, state and federal employees, people that work for city government. People in the black community have made progress. When you see governors like the governor of Wisconsin and other governors assault government, want to cut back on state and local government. When you see a Congress want to roll back support for housing, for education that impacts American cities, it's going to disproportionately impact black American workers who've made progress in these sorts of public jobs over the years.
And these are the Americans that everybody wants to extol, but that are being wiped out with this lack of jobs.
It's time to stop demonizing public employees.
That's right.
I say we shouldn't demonize people that get up, work every day, do an honest day's living. We need to support them, and we need to recognize that in the last 8 to 10 months, Reverend, as the private sector has created jobs, the public sector has lost jobs.
That's the threat.
This has caused more unemployment in this nation.
Now, last month, October 15th, you and I, along with Labor, Lee Saunders and AFSCME and Randy Weingart, had 40,000 people march in Washington. Next Friday, 25 cities. We're mobilizing around jobs and justice. But we're mobilizing around a real plan. We weren't just out there marching just to be marching. You have a 12-point job plan that will help all Americans.
Our 12-point job plan, which you can find at NUL.org or IamEmpowered.com, includes a number of ideas. Summer jobs, green empowerment zones, training and infrastructure, an infrastructure bank, public-private partnerships, a wide range of ideas. Right now, what Congress needs to do is pass a comprehensive jobs plan. What we have now is foot-dragging, but, you know, I'm proud that local elected officials like Burrow Ellis, the county executive in DeKalb County,
Georgia,
for example, where I was up 2 weeks ago, are doing things at the local level to rebuild infrastructure. Here in the state of New York, the governor of New York, I know, is considering new steps that he can take at the state level to put more people back to work. We need state and local officials not to wait on Washington, but also to do things that they can do with the powers that they have to rebuild jobs and put people back to work in their communities. And we need to say no to these efforts to cut back on teachers, police officers, firefighters, public workers at the local level who serve us every day. Jobs that people in our community earn good wages with good benefits and have an opportunity to participate in sensible and fair retirement programs.
And this is not partisan, Mark, because we'll work with anyone if they're working for all Americans. I toured with Newt Gingrich on education, so we'll work with people. But when people are saying close the door on public sector jobs, let's block everything the president does, how do you work when you're killing our community?
It is obstructionism. It is irrational. It's the kind of thing that divides the nation. When you say the president's plan should not be voted on and you fail to really offer any sort of counter plan, you're being an obstructionist. I say let's get a vote now. I think people should definitely take to the streets if necessary, take action at the local level if necessary. We have to put Americans back to work. It's not acceptable for there to be 14 million people out of work.
Well, it's great to see you on the front lines
and
again.
It's great to see you.
Next Friday in 25 cities, we're following up the Jobs and Justice March. People can go to nationalactionnetwork.net to find out their cities and what we're doing. But Marc Morial, thanks for coming on the show tonight, and we're going to keep
check out our plan and check out your Urban League affiliate in your local community.
All right, Marc Morial. Ahead, Scott Walker.